There comes a moment in life when holding on starts to feel heavier than letting go, but still, we resist. We hold on to people who no longer understand us, memories that quietly drain us, and expectations that were never truly ours. We convince ourselves that if we just try a little harder, fix a little more, or wait a little longer, things will finally feel right. But deep within, something keeps whispering, this isn't where you're meant to stay. Letting go is not a loss, it's a return. A return to your own energy, your own peace, your own truth. Because every time you release what no longer aligns with your soul, you create space, and that space is not empty. It is sacred. It is where new beginnings quietly form, where unseen blessings begin to flow, where the universe finally has room to give you what you've been asking for. The more you loosen your grip on what is fading, the more life gently places what is meant for you into your hands. But this requires trust, not in the world, not in others, but in yourself. Trust that what leaves is not meant to stay, and what is meant for you will never require you to chase it. So if you're in a phase where things are slipping away, where connections are fading, where plans are falling apart, don't panic. This is not the end of your story. This is the clearing. This is the quiet preparation. This is life making space for something deeper, something real, something that truly belongs to you. There is a silent exhaustion that comes from holding on for too long, a kind of tiredness that sleep can't fix. It builds slowly, almost invisibly, as you keep carrying things that were never meant to stay in your life this long. You tell yourself it's loyalty, you call it love, sometimes even responsibility. But deep down, your soul knows the truth, you're holding on out of fear. Fear of emptiness, fear of starting over, fear of not finding something better. And so, you stay attached to what feels familiar, even when it no longer feels right. But what most people don't realize is this: holding on doesn't just keep the past alive, it blocks the future from arriving. Every ounce of energy you spend trying to preserve something that's already fading is energy you're taking away from your own growth. It's like trying to keep a door closed with all your strength, while life is gently trying to open another one for you, but your hands are too full to reach for it. And the longer you resist, the heavier it becomes. The conversations feel forced, the connections feel distant, the joy feels artificial. You start noticing that what once felt natural now feels like effort, like you're trying to convince your heart to stay in a place it has already outgrown. This is where the real awakening begins. Because the pain you feel is not punishment, it's guidance. It's your inner self asking you to pay attention, to be honest, to stop pretending that everything is still aligned when it clearly isn't. Letting go doesn't mean you didn't care. It doesn't mean it wasn't real. It simply means you've reached a point where your peace matters more than your attachment. And that realization, as difficult as it may feel, is the beginning of your freedom. Letting go sounds simple when you hear it, but when you actually stand at the edge of it, it feels like stepping into the unknown. There is a deep fear that rises within you, a voice that asks, what if I lose everything? What if nothing better comes? And so, you hesitate. Not because you don't want peace, but because you're unsure of what waits for you on the other side of release. The human heart is wired to seek certainty, to hold on to what it recognizes, even if it hurts. Because at least pain you know feels safer than peace you haven't experienced yet. And this is where most people stay stuck, not in what they truly want, but in what they've become used to. But what if the fear you feel is not a warning, but a doorway? What if it's life gently pushing you to grow beyond the limits you've unknowingly accepted? You see, letting go is not about losing control, it's about surrendering control to something greater than your current understanding. It's about trusting that what is meant for you does not require you to hold it so tightly that it suffocates your peace. And yes, it will feel uncomfortable at first. There will be moments of doubt, moments where you question your decision, moments where the silence feels louder than the noise you left behind. But that silence is not emptiness. It is space. Space for clarity, for healing, for truth to finally reach you without distraction. The fear of letting go is real, but so is the life waiting beyond it. And sometimes, the only way to discover that life, is to have the courage to release what is no longer meant to stay. There was once a person who walked through life with their hands tightly closed, fists clenched around everything they believed they needed to keep. Inside those fists were memories, relationships, expectations, and dreams that once gave them comfort. They believed that as long as they held on tightly enough, nothing would slip away. But over time, something began to change. Their hands started to ache, not from weakness, but from the constant pressure of holding on. They couldn't fully experience the present moment, because all their energy was spent protecting what they already had. One day, life presented them with an opportunity, something new, something beautiful, something that could have changed everything. But their hands were full. They couldn't receive it. They tried to adjust, to make space without letting go, but it wasn't enough. And in that moment, they realized something profound. It wasn't that life wasn't giving, it was that they weren't able to receive. Slowly, with hesitation, they began to loosen their grip. Finger by finger, they opened their hands. And yes, some things fell away. Some things they thought they needed, disappeared. But as their hands opened, something unexpected happened. They felt lighter. Free. And for the first time, they were able to accept what life was offering them now, instead of clinging to what belonged to their past. The truth is simple, yet powerful: a closed hand cannot receive. And in the same way, a heart that refuses to let go, cannot fully welcome what is meant to arrive. When you finally begin to let go, something unfamiliar enters your life: space. At first, it feels uncomfortable, almost unsettling. The noise you were used to fades away, the constant emotional pull weakens, and suddenly, you're left alone with your own thoughts. And for many people, this is the hardest part, not the letting go itself, but what comes after it. Because in that space, there are no distractions left, no one to blame, no situations to hide behind. It's just you, and the truth. But what if this space is not something to fear, but something to honor? You see, this is where real healing begins. Not in the chaos, not in the confusion, but in the quiet moments where you finally have the chance to understand yourself. This space allows you to reconnect with parts of you that were ignored, to listen to emotions that were silenced, to feel without judgment. It's where clarity slowly replaces confusion, where your heart begins to soften, where your mind stops racing and starts understanding. And yes, it may feel lonely at times, but there is a difference between loneliness and solitude. Loneliness drains you, but solitude restores you. In solitude, you begin to realize that your peace was never dependent on others, it was simply buried beneath everything you were holding on to. And as you sit with yourself, as you learn to be okay without constant noise or validation, you begin to feel something new, something steady, something grounding. A quiet sense of wholeness. This is the gift of letting go, not just freedom from what was, but a deeper connection to who you are becoming. One of the hardest parts of letting go is that you often don't get immediate answers. You release something, and for a while, nothing seems to replace it. There's a gap, a period of uncertainty where you question everything. Did I make the right decision? What if I lost something important? What if nothing better comes? These thoughts are natural, because the mind seeks evidence, it wants reassurance, it wants to see before it believes. But life doesn't always work that way. Sometimes, the greatest transformations happen in the unseen, in the quiet moments where nothing appears to be changing on the surface, yet everything is shifting beneath it. Trusting what you cannot yet see requires a different kind of strength, a quiet faith that does not depend on immediate results. It's the understanding that just because something hasn't arrived yet, doesn't mean it isn't on its way. Think of it like planting a seed. The moment you place it in the soil, there is no visible proof that it will grow. Days pass, and the ground looks the same. But beneath the surface, roots are forming, life is developing, something is preparing to emerge at the right time. In the same way, when you let go, you are planting seeds for a new chapter of your life. And those seeds need time, time to grow, time to align, time to become something real. So if you find yourself in that uncertain space, where nothing seems clear yet, don't rush to fill the emptiness. Don't go back to what you released just to feel comfortable again. Stay patient. Stay open. Because what is meant for you is not lost, it is simply finding its way to you, in a way that will finally feel right. There is a version of you that exists beyond everything you've been holding on to, a version that is lighter, clearer, more aligned with truth. But that version cannot fully emerge as long as you remain attached to what no longer reflects who you are becoming. Growth is not just about adding new things into your life, sometimes, it's about removing what no longer belongs. And this is where many people struggle. Because they try to step into a new version of themselves while still carrying the weight of their past. They try to evolve, while staying connected to old patterns, old identities, old environments that no longer support their growth. But transformation doesn't work that way. You cannot become someone new while holding on to everything that belongs to who you used to be. Letting go, then, becomes a necessary step, not a painful loss, but a powerful transition. It's the process of shedding layers that were never truly you, releasing roles you outgrew, and stepping away from energies that no longer match your inner state. And as you do this, something begins to shift. You start to feel more like yourself, not the version shaped by others' expectations, but the one guided by your own inner truth. Your decisions become clearer, your boundaries stronger, your energy more protected. You no longer feel the need to chase, to prove, or to hold on to things that require you to shrink yourself. Instead, you begin to stand in your own presence, calm, grounded, and certain. This is the quiet power of becoming. And it only unfolds when you allow yourself to release what is standing in the way of your true self. There was once a river that flowed through mountains, valleys, and forests, always moving forward, always trusting its path. Along its journey, it gathered many things, leaves, branches, stones, and even pieces of what once belonged to other places. At first, these things didn't seem to matter. But as time passed, the river began to feel heavier. Its flow slowed down, its movement became restricted, and what was once effortless started to feel like struggle. The river didn't understand what had changed. It thought maybe the path had become harder, maybe the journey was supposed to feel this way. But one day, as it reached a narrow passage, something shifted. The weight it was carrying became too much to pass through. And for the first time, the river had to make a choice, hold on to everything it had gathered, or release it in order to keep flowing. It resisted at first. Those things had been with it for so long, they felt like part of its identity. But eventually, it realized a simple truth: its purpose was not to carry, its purpose was to flow. Slowly, it began to let go. The leaves drifted away, the branches separated, the stones sank beneath the surface. And as it released them, something beautiful happened. The river regained its strength. Its flow became smoother, its movement more natural, its journey lighter. It didn't lose anything essential, it simply returned to its true nature. And just like that river, your life is not meant to be weighed down by everything you've collected along the way. You are meant to move, to grow, to continue forward. But to do that, you must be willing to release what is slowing you down. Because sometimes, the only thing standing between you and your natural flow, is what you refuse to let go of. There comes a stage in your journey where you stop chasing, not because you've given up, but because you've finally understood. You begin to realize that what is truly meant for you does not require constant effort, confusion, or emotional struggle. It doesn't leave you questioning your worth or begging for clarity. Instead, it arrives with a sense of ease, a quiet alignment that feels natural, not forced. But to reach this stage, you must first unlearn the habit of control. For so long, you may have believed that if you didn't push hard enough, hold tight enough, or try endlessly, things would fall apart. But the truth is, forcing something to stay is often what pushes it away. Real connection, real opportunities, real peace, they don't come from force, they come from alignment. And alignment happens when you are in tune with yourself, when your energy is no longer scattered across things that drain you. This is where receiving begins. Not as an action, but as a state of being. You become open to what feels right, open to what flows naturally, open to what doesn't require you to abandon yourself. And in that openness, life begins to respond differently. The right people enter without confusion, the right paths unfold without resistance, and the right moments find you without being chased. It doesn't mean everything becomes perfect, but it becomes real. And there is a deep peace in knowing that what you have now is not something you forced into existence, but something that arrived because you finally made space for it. At the end of it all, letting go is not about losing, it is about returning. Returning to yourself, to your peace, to a life that feels true instead of forced. It is one of the most difficult things you will ever do, not because it is complicated, but because it requires honesty. The kind of honesty where you admit that something is no longer right for you, even if you once loved it deeply. The kind of honesty where you choose your inner peace over your attachment, your growth over your comfort, your truth over your fear. And yes, there will be moments where you miss what you let go of. Moments where the past calls you back, where memories feel stronger than your present. But those moments are not a sign that you made the wrong choice, they are simply a reminder that it once mattered. And that's okay. You can honor what was, without holding on to it forever. Because life is not meant to be lived in repetition, it is meant to be experienced in evolution. And every time you let go, you are not emptying your life, you are refining it. You are making space for what truly belongs, for what aligns with the person you are becoming. So if you are standing at that point right now, where something in your life is asking to be released, don't ignore it. Don't silence that inner voice. Trust it. Because on the other side of letting go, is not loss. It is freedom. It is clarity. It is the beginning of a life that finally feels like your own.